What is up, Planeswalker Sterk 6, back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena, and it's time to get back into some, like, actual decks. No more of the new player deck nonsense. We're all in for some sweet decks. I'm also going to go back to doing this. It's just easier to scroll through. So this is just a mono-white Knights and Angels deck. I have done the white-black version on the channel before, and it wasn't really worth making like a green-white version when Shalai is like the only reason for green. Anyway, this deck is running 2 Dauntless Bodyguards, very helpful at protecting some of our higher-end creatures, especially if you're able to get this out with Shalai. Shalai becomes even harder to deal with against enemies with removal. Knight of Grace, fantastic card. Unfortunately, we don't have ways to make black permanents in this deck, but there are enough black permanents running around that this card is just value, and if you're able to get out a Benalish Marshal or History of Benalia, it becomes even better. 4 Sealaways. It's just like the best removal in the game right now for white, so pretty much a shoe-in. 2 Benalish Marshals, I only have 2. I'm working on another deck, a viewer-submitted deck, actually a patron-submitted deck, and that used up like all of my rares, so... Luckily, though, we had plenty of mythics, and I crafted 4 History of Benalias. I do think that this card gets better after rotation. I do think a Selesnya Knights style deck is going to be something that's pretty good, a mid-range Selesnya deck. You could maybe make an argument for Abzan, black, white, green Knights, but for right now, the mana base is best, I think, with just the white-green version. History of Benalia is just a beating. If you're able to play it on turn 3, you're getting 4/4 worth of stats alone, and if you're able to get a single turn with that +2/+1 bonus, you're going to be looking pretty good. Make a Stand is an interesting card. I did take some of this information from a deck I found online. Make a Stand was played because this card makes it so that since we're a creature deck, we won't get blown out by board wipes. Very important. It gives them indestructible. It also is kind of a way to make sure we are able to get through for a little bit extra damage, especially since some of our knights do have first strike. Some of our cards have first strike. We're running a single Renewed Faith. We're doing this just to try and start getting Resplendent Angel's ball rolling. It's also just a nice way, if we have kind of a bad draw against aggro, to stay in the game. Of course, Resplendent Angel, the 3-mana 3/3, that's just oh so good. If we get to the late point in the game, we can go ahead and just use its 6-mana ability without needing to add to the board against something like Control. And it becomes essentially a must-answer against Control, which is just very good. Ajani, Adversary of Tyrants, can get back some of our early game Knights, especially the Dauntless Bodyguards, which just makes it really hard for our Control opponents to properly deal with things like Shalai. Or you're able to just make our creatures bigger. Be it Resplendent Angels to make them harder to remove, Knight of Grace for that sweet first strike, or something like Shalai just makes it super annoying for our opponent to deal with. You're almost never going to emblem with this card. If you do, you've probably won the game already. 2 castouts. I still prefer castouts in heavy control decks to Ixalan's Binding. The reason being the cycling is just so important. The ability to cycle this when you don't need it is just so strong. 3 Shalais. Shalai is just annoying for our opponents to deal with. That's pretty much it. It makes our other threats sticky. It forces your opponent, if they want to remove something like Lyra, to use 2 removal spells, one on this and one on Lyra, so it's just a really strong card. And I think I remember to put green mana in. And if you have green mana, you can pump your creatures. 2 Karns. It's just a value generator in this type of deck. Karn is super versatile. In some decks, I use it to make constructs. In some decks, I use it for value, and in this deck, it's definitely used for value. We are a creature deck, so we do, kind of run out of gas at certain points of the game, and this keeps us in there. 1 Angel of Sanctions. It's an angel, and it turns into removal. That's pretty much it. We can use it twice because of the Embalm. Very decent card, although it is no Lyra. 1 Cleansing Nova. Sometimes we might get out creatured, especially against something like mono green, and in those situations we just want to blow up the world. So that's what the Cleansing Nova is for. You could make an argument for Fumigate. I think the potential to destroy artifacts and enchantments instead is a little bit more worth the life gain. If theoretically you could get to a point where you Fumigate and then have 3 mana left over for Resplendent Angel, potentially tricking the Angel, but I found if we're going to run a singleton board wipe, I decided Cleansing Nova was a little bit better. 3 Lyra Dawnbringers, the reason to play an Angel tribal deck. She gives them lifelink, and +1/+1. It's very strong. It just means that you are going to be able to trigger Resplendent Angel that much easier. You're going to be able to stabilize, gain a bunch of life. Very strong against control, very strong against aggro. Just a really strong card overall. I didn't add green sources. I'm adding 2 green sources. I thought I forgot something. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add Sunpetal Groves. So the likelihood... we'll add a Scattered Groves too. Why not? This is also potentially better, just because, like, if we do end up top decking, like, too much lands, Scattered Groves is fine. The chances of having, like, just Shefet Dunes and Scavenger Grounds is low enough that I'm not worried about running these cards to get a little bit of extra value with Shalai. Totally fine. But yeah, with that, let's hop into some games. I'm really excited to get back into some normal decks after the new player experience stuff. I think I'm going to go ahead and not make any other series unless, like, people ask for it. I did like doing the new player deck, but I think it might have did a number on my channel. Going against Aruchi here. Are we going first? And we're going second. All right. I've also made a few minor changes to the way I do thumbnails. Ooh. This does cycle, which makes it a little better. This also cycles, but we are going second. And I just don't think a 5-land hand is keepable. This is much better because we can Benalia on 3. And a Knight of Grace on 2 makes this a great hand. Cast out either as removal or as just a cycle is great. Let's pass turn. I made some small changes to my thumbnails. I'm going to start doing some polls over on Patreon in order to get some more, like, pronounced changes to the thumbnails. And of course, I'm totally going to welcome feedback from non-patron viewers. It's just I'm going to check with the patrons first. You know, just because. I'm looking into, sure, another cub. That's fine. I can still block. The thing is, he's holding up Blossoming Defense. And I'm fairly certain he'll do that. But if I let it get the counter, like, I lose the potential to do that anyway. Okay, he just threw it away. That was weird. Yeah, that was an oopsie. I'm just going to do this first. I could hold up Seal Away, but I don't really think I need to. I don't need to attack. I am looking into making a new channel avatar art. Oh, he's just playing, like, Temur Energy. Okay, that sounds fine. I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about doing that, but I am thinking about it. Let's go ahead and cycle this, see if we can draw another land, because we would like to hit 4 and 5 here. We are running 24 lands, so that's good. We did hit a land. Not really a reason to attack just yet, so we'll pass the turn and be able to use Benalia next turn to swing in for some sweet, sweet damage. I don't think my opponent will likely attack, but if they do, I have that sweet, sweet Seal Away for him. Sure. And I assume my opponent's not going to be attacking here. Oh, they do end up going attacking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to block this first with Knight of Grace. So my thought was block first with Knight of Grace, but I actually think I'll Seal Away first to see if they have Blossoming Defense. Because I would rather not just, like, lose my Knight of Grace. I would rather just take some damage. Okay, that's fine. The idea was block first, force their hand into using some of their energy, but I decided against it. I think it's fine. Ooh, we got an Ajani. I really like the idea of using this Ajani first. I don't think my opponent's going to have a ton of removal. I do think they'll have something like the Harnessed Lightning, since they're an energy deck. But they don't have it up right now. These two are going to be the ones that are in the most danger, so I think I'll buff them. And I will swing in. These two have Vigilance. This is first strike. I'm not really worried. So, yeah. And this is a ton of damage. Curved out relatively well. Sure, make some chump blockers. That's totally fine. And these will be 3/3s when all is said and done. Gets chumped. Sure. That is some good damage. I have modified my Patreon rewards to integrate the new Discord server. Weird time to put an announcement, but I did it. Yep, Harness Lightning, just as I suspected. That does mean Ajani might get hit if they decide to go for it, but they will end up losing a... Okay, opponent made a mistake. Yeah, it's a little awkward. But yeah, I have a Discord server. I'll put the link to that in the description. Yeah, it's just it's gonna be like a casual place where we chat and stuff. You know, talk about decks, talk about deck ideas, talk about Magic the Gathering news in general. Just you know, nice cool place. Going against Chozo Ghost here. Yeah, and I put a little bit of Patreon perks in the Discord. Modified some things. You know, if you have any feedback for it, let me know. Not going to be able to Benalish Marshal on 3 is a little annoying, but we do have a Knight of Grace and potentially Ajani here, so I'm not too worried. The fact that they played a black-red land means this Knight of Grace is even better, which is fantastic. Just going to double-check my recording. Everything seems hunky-dory, and look at that, we were able to top deck into the Marshal. That said, Knight of Grace might hit the dust. No, it doesn't. Alright, opponent doesn't have anything on 1 or 2. Playing a red-black... Ooh, Grixis. Must be control, then. Sure. It's Grixis Dragons, I see. Alright, we are going to go ahead and play the other Benalish Marshal, I think. I assume my opponent is going to play... I assume my opponent is going to play Bolas next turn. So I do think I want to play Benalish Marshal. Yeah. Because I can make this a 4/4 next turn. So both of these will be 4. If he plays Bolas, this will be a 5 power. Probably discard Scavenger Grounds. Ajani would go to 1. Okay, nope. Plays Dragon's Horde. So yeah, I mean, my opponent is going to be under some serious duress here. Not really a reason to play the Resplendent Angel at this point. I might have to, like, discard it to Bolas or something, but let's just try to hit our opponent in the face. Dropping them all the way down to 6. They are dead next turn, unless they can muster up a defense here. Sure, if they're up, that's fine. They play a Glorybringer. That is probably one of the worst things. Yeah, not even black. If my opponent played a black permanent, I'd be able to, like, Knight of Grace would be 5. I could, like, make a stand attack them for 6, but that's unfortunate. Resplendent Angel, I can make a 4/4. So yeah, that's fine. Ooh, Seal Away is so nice here. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Resplendent first. Gonna go ahead and tap the Dunes for a colorless here. Play Resplendent first. Plus Ajani. Target these boys. Seal Away now? No, I don't seal away now, and the reason is if my opponent plays another Glorybringer, I would like to keep my Ajani alive. So I would want to I would want to do it after. So yeah, the reason we do this is because we could just like have to deal with another Glorybringer. So in order to not do that, we are waiting. So yeah, I should be, you know, back to videos as usual. Looking forward to Guild of Ravnica. We'll be doing some fun things. Spitflame, yep, I saw that coming. That is fine. Opponent on 4 mana. They could Varix. They do need to do something in order to survive here. Another Spitflame. Real unfortunate. That said, we do have Ajani. Make stand would have been great if we had 1 more mana, but we did not. Let's go ahead and seal this away. Just do not want to deal with it. And what we want is to draw a creature. History of Benalia. That is functionally a creature. Fun fact. So obviously if our opponent has anything with haste, Ajani is likely dead. If they have another Glorybringer, it will suck. But we are just going to buff this up. We could have sacrificed Ajani to get another Knight with Grace, and that might have been the correct decision, knowing our opponent is playing Glorybringer. but I don't think necessarily it would have been the winning move to lose out on Ajani. I could be wrong. I could be super duper wrong. At some point, I do need to use Scavenger Grounds to get rid of these Spit Flames. But I would have obviously much preferred to get out the History of Benalia. If this Make a Stand had been like a land, it would have actually been better, probably, because we would have been able to activate Scavenger Grounds as well. So we just kind of have to hope our opponent doesn't have exactly Glorybringer here. Even like Bolas is not terrible, but it's looking like they're doing a lot of red here. So our opponent is on the back foot, but they do have more cards in hand. We'll see if we're able to take the game from them. I don't know why the music constantly cuts out. But we're waiting with bated breath. It plays Sarkin. That is not a Dargon that can kill us or Ajani.
No sword
yet.
Can pierce my scales.
That's not good. That's not a good sign.
I summon you.
So he could be playing a 6-mana dragon. Nope. A Glorybringer. It's exactly what we didn't want to see. Oh, with mana for a single spit flame. That's real bad. So if we had just gotten the Knight of Grace, we would be in a better position. Unfortunately, that's really unfortunate. But yeah, yeah. I guess that was just the right decision. I guess I didn't expect them to have both Ajani's right there. Here, honestly, I might just like make a construct.
I advise that you yield.
Do I just make a construct here? Because he's going to he can at the very least spit flame. Man, now that he has this, it's actually really difficult. I think I have to plus. I think I have to try and work my way back into the game. Yeah, so he's probably going to give me a plains, which is fine. Yeah. So next turn I can Scavenger Ground and hold up, make a stand, and he's gonna. Yeah, I mean he's making mana, so he has whatever he needs. If he has another Glorybringer in the top, excuse me, 15, 16 cards. Nope, this one's looking bigger. It's a Caked Barracks. That said, they don't have haste, so I can't just blow them up. See what my opponent does. He cuts, that's fine, because I probably wasn't attacking, I was probably just blowing stuff up anyway. Alright, so unfortunately he does mean his Sarkin's still there, but I can get rid of the ribbons. He does still have a Spit Flame, but I think the decision is just get the Cleansing Nova. Oh, crap, I can't actually... Darn, I thought I had one more mana. I can't actually get rid of the Spit Flame here. Excuse me, why can't I cast this? Can I cast it? Alright, it wasn't glowy, that was weird. Yeah, let's blow up the creatures. Okay, so opponent needs some more hasty men to deal with my Karn. Next turn, theoretically, I can have a creature and either hold a Mega Stand or Scavenger Ground or something. Each opponent loses X life. I don't think that matters too much. You can do that for 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I can do it for 5. This mana doesn't count, so not worried about this. Spit Flames are annoying. He's got a ton of value out of these Spit Flames. I think I might have enough dragons to do a dragon deck. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Screw it, I'm probably just going to do it anyway. Ooh, he put his Spit Flame in there. If he doesn't get it back, I'm going to get rid of it. Although, to be fair, I do think he's going to get it back this turn. He can draw a card with Dragon Sword. Nope, just playing something. Playing another Dragon Sword. That is fine. Don't cast a dragon. Go away. Stop it. Get some help. That's annoying. Yeah, I'll take 5. Shut up. Oh, and he's gonna get... Okay, he's only gonna get 1 Spit Flame back. He only has enough mana for 1. So, I'll hit one of the Spit Flames. Man, dude has a ton of draw here. Where the heck are my large angels? What is happening? I don't think it's valuable to do anything with plus here. And I guess I shouldn't have played the land. Yeah, I think I just have to plus and hope I get nothing but gas, like double Lyra. Oh, I'm getting a land. So Karn is probably not long for this world. I really wanted to use the Scavenger Grounds on both Spit Flames, but I do think... Oh, I can sack either? You know what, let's cancel. Untap my lands, please. Untap my lands, please. Guys, we're going into open beta, and this is still a thing. Alright. Tap you for colorless. Tap you for colorless. I didn't realize. At this point, using the Shefet Dunes is actually better. It does mean I'm not going to be able to like do the trick with a construct, but I don't think Karn is going to be able to make a construct anytime soon. Man, I guess early on I should have just used Ajani's -2. Apparently the knight was more valuable. I mean, to be fair, it's been unfortunate that our opponent did get double Glorybringer so early, but yeah, I think the Dragon deck is a deck I'm going to build. I'm currently working on a weird ramp deck that was suggested by the most recent patron. See, he's attacking me. I guess he's just going to try to kill me. I mean, that's fair. Make another dragon. Probably just another demanding dragon to put me to 4 is my guess. Double Glorybringer, double demanding dragon in the top 20. It's pretty good. Nope, here's Nikki B. Gonna go ahead and get rid of a plains. This Dauntless Bodyguard, don't even remotely care about it. And he had enough mana to do it. I did. That is utter madness. Cast and immediately flip bonus. The utter beating. The utter beating. This only creatures. Yep.
Before me.
This is awkward. Alright, rip. Well, that happens. Ooh, man, I got a savage beating. But who cares? Let's go into another game. I'm super excited for Guilds of Ravnica. I will say, really disappointed in the lack of zombie support. Going against Redimal? I have no idea. I like with the seeds for zombies in M19. I really expected to be able to play zombies, but I don't think I will. I mean, we have Death Baron. Ooh, no. I wish like Lyra was a plains, but just couldn't do it. We could do that one. Dauntless Bodyguard? Do I want Dauntless Bodyguard? I don't think I do, honestly. We have a 2/3/4. I would rather just get other stuff, I think. Like, I mean, I could play it on 1, but I don't think I need it. Got the green, Bed of Grace, Resplendent, straight into Ajani. I mean, this is a nice curve. The only way it'd be better is if this Resplendent was a history. Glint Sleeve is a little annoying. Didn't want to see all these lands. Go away. Go all the way away. For the single Scavenger Grounds, we're getting it pretty early and pretty often. I mean, we have the new 3-mana Zombie Knight. That's a good card. It could see play in Knights, and it theoretically could see play in Zombies, but like realistically, not a lot of zombies. There's a 4-mana 2/2, I think, that gets +1/+1 for like the Undergrowth thing, but I don't see it being like actually good. A little worried about this this situation here. I assume my opponent is on blue-black mid-range, but I don't, like, actually know. I assume that my Resplendent is going to get countered, but I think we just make them have it, and they didn't have it. So I guess they just didn't have a turn 3 play, didn't have any responses. I mean, Glint can attack. We're getting a little too many lands. Let's not reveal... I guess we could Shefet Dunes. I guess we'll reveal the Shefet Dunes, because next turn we could theoretically activate it if we really wanted to. I mean, they didn't counter Resplendent. It didn't seem like they even could. So they might have just had negates, but I think we just keep running out our threats. And yeah, it just doesn't look like they have anything going on.
Our kinship ensures
which is really nice for me, because I'm just going to keep swinging. They're not playing white, so I don't have to worry about Settle the Wreckage. So opponent all the way down to 8. Dead in 2 turns just in the air. We'll see if they can finally play something going into turn 5 here. I mean, I don't see how they keep a hand with Glint Sleeve and like no other action. So I assume we're going to see something. Looks like Vraska's on the Ajani, and that makes sense. Puts him back to 10, gives him a little bit more time, but I mean, he's still looking at a pretty solid clock. Here, I think I will go ahead and show him the Shefet Dunes, not the Scavenger Grounds. This deck might be running Scarab God, so I might want to keep that hidden. But we are going to go ahead and... So, we could Shefet Dunes here to force the issue, right? We force them to block. The problem being, they're probably going to Fatal Push my Resplendent. And unfortunately, if I attack with Knight of Grace, they are able to Fatal Push my Resplendent before Resplendent deals damage, because Knight of Grace will, if they block with Glint Sleeve, Knight of Grace will kill it in first strike damage, and my opponent will be able to respond with Fatal Push before normal damage happens. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to Shefet Dunes here and attack with just the Resplendent Angel. That way my opponent isn't able to Fatal Push, and I think that that's the correct decision. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice a desert, doesn't actually matter, and just get in with the Resplendent. I don't know for certain that my opponent is on Fatal Push, but there's not really a reason to not play around it. We have our opponent dead this turn. They need to enter Resplendent, or else I just kill them. And frankly, if they don't, or if they do have a response to Resplendent, I have Knight of Grace History of Benalia the following turn because of the fact that I've been drawing so many lands. So this is not terrible. I'm obviously playing potentially into something, but I assume my opponent had Fatal Pushes in their hand and they just weren't able to cast it. Those super edge cases are things you really have to think about. I didn't need to force the issue. I had more Knight of Grace in my hand. I think I made the correct decision. And let's open a pack. Man, it feels good to be back into playing, real decks. Real decks against other real decks, But yeah, I'm also going to be changing up slightly how I do the ends of my videos. I like to ramble a bunch. I'm going to try not to. So essentially, I'm just going to go into the thanks. Thanks Ease Mode, Chris, DizzyFam, Radberry, Daniel Firechild, and Chow83. I recently revamped the Patreon, so if you would like to support the channel, check out the Patreon description below. It'd be really helpful if you did. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, and cast a comment to the comment section down below. And until next time, all will be one, and we're going to be back to some sweet, sweet decks in the coming weeks. So.